So it's official, Des Bryant on the Baltimore Ravens active roster. They called him up before tomorrow's game at Indianapolis, and which should be a tough one. But to be honest, I don't expect Des Bryant to see the field this week, or he'll see a very minimum snap count this week. Bryant, he hasn't played in a game since 2017, and then I thought he looked slow and washed up kind of. He hasn't played in 3 years, and there's nothing like taking that first hit on the first few plays of the game. So Des Bryant, I don't know if he's going to do much. He's available in 90% of fantasy leagues. Now you're going to see a flooding of owners go out there and add him before the game tomorrow, I believe, because just in case he does anything, they're going to flood to the wire and try to pick him up. But I don't see Des having an impact, to be honest. 3 years it's been. I don't know if he could take a hit. Now he's got to learn a new playbook. Different type of quarterback in Jackson who's looking to run first. And the Ravens' offense is a run-based offense. They like quick hitches and quick routes as the Raven. Dez, he's more of that deep ball, jump ball type of guy. And the Ravens, they don't do much of that at all. They got a few receivers there. Hollywood Brown, Duvernay, Willie Snead. So those guys, they're still going to be ahead of Dez in the snaps and on the depth chart. So Des Bryant, I made a video a few weeks ago. I don't see him doing much with this team, and I'm sticking by my guns. It's good to see him back in the league and called up from the practice squad quickly after a week of training. But this guy, I don't know what he's going to do for your fantasy team. He hasn't played in 3 years. I know he trained in the offseason a lot with a few different quarterbacks. He looked decent, but a training video is very different than taking hits and playing in the NFL where the speed is much quicker, the guys are stronger. So Dez, he's 31 years old now, coming off the bad Achilles, which is a devastating injury, especially obviously for cutting, jumping, and everything. Just every type of movement a receiver has to make, that injury's going to hurt. And Dez, hasn't had wear and tear on that Achilles, and we're going to see him now if he's going to go out there and play, and is Harbaugh going to believe in him to put him in the games. I know the Ravens, they're 5-2 coming off a tough loss to Pittsburgh, and maybe they made this move to get a cry out of their ball club and maybe getting them motivated, seeing Des Bryant walking through those doors and being on the field. Because Des, I'll give him this, he's a fiery guy. He tries to pump his teammates up, and this guy, he wants to win. I say that 100%. When he was on Dallas yelling on the sidelines and stuff, he wanted that ball because he thought he would give his team the best chance to win. And I agree with him then when he was in his prime, but he's not in his prime now. He's got miles on the body. It's going to take him time to get in football shape. We saw it happen with Rob Gronkowski. And Des Bryant, though, he's a gamer. He's a tough guy. He wasn't going to get out of the league that quickly after getting hurt last year with signing with New Orleans before tearing the Achilles in practice. But now he's on Baltimore, and we'll see if they give him a chance. But I don't think he's going to have a fantasy usage or purpose. If you're going to take a flyer on him and wait on him a week or two to see what he does, fine. But don't expect Des Bryant to just come on the field and be Des at 20 to 14 and 15, where he's getting 12 to 1,300 yards with double-digit touchdowns. So that's the news. Des Bryant, the Ravens call him up, and that's my take, if he's going to have a fantasy impact or not.